Welcome to Wings of Change, where stories of soulful transformations come to life. I'm Sara Marzo, the host of this podcast, youth worker, trainer, and ecosomatic coach. Together, we will explore inspiring journeys of growth and change. Are you ready? Let's dive in. And today we have with us another guest, another special guest, another participant of our program From Caterpillar to Butterfly. And today our guest is Ema Alexandrescu, right?
Yes.
Welcome, Ema. How are you?
Hi, dear Sarah. As you can already see, I'm quite enthusiastic and glad to be your guest. And thank you for this invitation. It was a very special one, and I already start to feel its meaning for my heart. So thank you.
Thank you for accepting the invitation, and thank you for your willingness to share your personal story of soulful transformation. I am very curious, but I guess also our listeners are very, 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 very curious to listen to your story of transformation. But before this, are you ready?
Oh yes. Yeah, I'm very much ready. Looking forward to see also what's going to happen. I'm also curious because I don't know. I will let you and us actually be guided by the mystery. So looking forward to see what's going to unfold.
So let's see what is going to unfold. As you know, I have a structure more or less, but I also improvise, and I know you go with it. So let's co-create together this interview and this sharing for this podcast. So, Emma, the first question is tell us a bit about yourself, who you are. And I know this is already quite a challenging question, but share a bit with us a taste of yourself.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, thank you for this one. For sure, it's going to be quite challenging to grasp in a few words, but I would say that also the listeners will have the chance to get to understand who I am better through the whole conversation. But something that I resonate with very much is that I'm a soul having a human experience. That means it's a journey full of wonderful visitors from the inner world, and these visitors are the emotions. And I'm very much a curious soul to see how everything that comes from inside and from outside shapes me. So that's why I also, as a career, I chose the path of psychology. So I'm also a psychologist, and yeah, guiding and facilitating spaces in which people and other souls can be curious about who are they. The same question that is quite mesmerizing for all of us. I continue to come back to this one from time to time. Yeah, because I feel that this self, this I that I'm calling, is changing all the time.
And already this introduction sounds very juicy to me. So, Emma, the one that is in conversation with the inner world and the outer world, and in understanding who you are, but also to hold the space for others to understand who they are with your job. But I get it also with a personal somehow mission or something. Is that like this? I don't know. I received this.
Yeah, yeah, so beautiful you wrapped it in. Yeah, yeah, yes. I would say it's a full yes.
Great. So holding the space for your emotions and other people's emotions, for your soul, the expression, the human expression of your soul here on in this life on this planet. Beautiful. Beautiful. Also, I'm proud of myself the way I'm wrapped up.
Said it, it
But
was initially, I was like, oh, that's really nice.
you inspired me. You inspired me. That it was so beautiful. You know, the way you said it. You know, a soul having a human experience. So it's about the soul having a human experience. So I was inspired by these emotions, all the words you said. And so, curious soul, Emma. Some point in your life, your curiosity brought you to this program, this Erasmus Plus program. It was quite a special program. It was named From Caterpillar to Butterfly. And already from the name, there is, a flavor of transformation from the three different stages from caterpillar, cocoon, and butterfly.
Mhm.
But at what stage were you when you started the program? What was happening in your life to invite you in this program?
Mm. Wow, thank you for this one. It's already it's like these kind of questions. Okay. Hmm. I've been already journeying through the wholeness process for a while before applying to this particular project, and I had the chance to work 1 year before with Sandra and Eleni, so I was quite um, connected with the wholeness journey. So I would say I was already in this process of honoring some metaphorical deaths, some cocooning stages already. Um, but I would say I was not yet full of butterfly, still swimming in my own juices of transformation and alchemy. So, but I felt that I had to go deeper, even deeper with this metaphorical death. Yeah, of because I find it very important to have this conscious rites of passage and moments in which we say goodbye to certain parts of ourselves or stages in our life. So, yeah, the same as in Anna's myth, there are certain gates that I had to cross, and I felt that I still had to cross some gates in this death process. Yeah. So pretty much in the cocooning, I would say, to put it in a certain phase of the project.
Mm. So you were cocooning when you started the caterpillar. You
Mhm,
were you even in the stage of caterpillar, you were familiar a bit with wholeness. And for our listeners, when we talk about wholeness in this podcast, we relate to the map of wholeness, this model of created by Bill Plotkin, that is somehow connecting the nature-based map of in or so it's sorry I recap. So it's the nature-based map of human psyche. So Bill Plotkin with this refers to the inner and outer qualities that are in us and in nature. So just to create a background for our listeners. So what I hear, and it's very interesting, you mention death. I
mhm,
was there, I was cocooning, and I was into this metaphorical death.
mhm,
And I want to know a bit more about it. What do you mean with this metaphorical death that you were at in that point of your life, or you experienced several times?
mhm. So for me, the how I see the this human journey is that we are led by certain inner narratives, narratives that we developed based on what have been taught when we were kids, and afterwards becoming beliefs, and things that we start to borrow from the outer world after in this continuation of the personal journey of life. So I realized that some of these inner narratives were maybe limiting or also maybe quite different from what I felt it was my inner truth or a certain feeling of, feeling good inside with the story of my life. And having this realization that some of these parts that I was holding inside weren't anymore supporting my growth and my feeling of inner harmony, I started to decide consciously that something needs to be changed. A certain way of behaving, of thinking, of acting, of feeling even has to be changed. And that change for me meant to, let's say, have like a separation, an ending of the relationship with those parts. Because I find the self also having like at the table of our consciousness, like many guests, many family members. And with some of these family members, I decided that the relationship had to end in order to nurture a life that I felt that it's feeding me with harmony and with peace and with feelings of yeah, with good feelings about myself and also the world.
So it has to do with a conversation with these inner visitors. Something had to change. You see, like there were narratives, limiting beliefs, and
Mhm.
they were not honoring your truth, your
Mhm.
inner deeper truth, and somehow something needed to change.
Mhm.
What needed to change?
Mm. It was very funny because while you were reframing what I said, so beautiful, and thank you. I was hearing this, the bigger story, because one of the things actually that I realized through this questioning this inner narratives was that I was feeding the story, a limiting one, a little story, and it was so, but something inside was like, yeah, but there is something bigger than this. There's a bigger story. And at the beginning was like, oh, but who am I to even believe that I could live this bigger story, or do I deserve to have a bigger story? Um, yeah, and now I realize I forgot from where I started. What was the question? But yeah, because I had this big echo of the bigger story, which is still shaping me. There are still moments in which I feel like, yeah, but you have to play small, So questioning this playing small and actually allowing myself to embody the place, my place in the community, my place in the web of and tapestry of the humankind. That was, the what had to come to the surface. And in order for that to come to the surface, the little story, the little limiting belief and narrative had to die. Yeah.
Mhm. So yeah, the question I asked you was what needed to change in
Mhm.
order to start this process, and from your answer, I realized that was this to really change the framework somehow, really change the big story, that from shifting from a little story that were keeping you small and powerless. I perceive also this limiting, self-limiting, moving to a more empowering, or even I would dare to say adventurous and scary story, but it's a bigger one. I perceive a bigger one that is the one you deserve. Because
Mhm.
you said, do I deserve you? Do I deserve to have this? And then some point I heard this voice questioning, why do I have to play it small? You know?
Yeah.
And then what happened?
What shift?
What allowed you to shift from
Mhm.
the small story into the big story? So to reframe, to reshape these inner narratives, this conversation with your inner visitors that you say, these voices inside you. What happened?
For sure, it's a sum of decisions and actions. I find it impossible to point a certain moment. Yeah, there are things that I can point that from there something started to change. But if I would put them together, I would say it was this conscious choice of realizing actually and admitting that I was playing the victim role in my life. It's like, okay, that wasn't comfortable for myself to recognize as sorry. It was the F word.
F.
Yeah, I didn't finish it, so yeah, I'm pretty much quite authentic and raw when I talk. So sorry for the listeners. It's a way of this is my south from the wild map. This is the south, which is quite the indigenous one. So yeah, coming back to to what I said. So it was this decision to say, okay, I don't want to play the victim role in my life. And the victim role is the one for me. It was the one who said, ah, life is happening to me. So I had no control or power towards what was happening in my life. And switching to deciding and realizing that actually I'm a creator of my life. I'm a conscious creator. And I choose how, okay, yes, experiences happen beyond my control for sure, but I am the one who puts a certain narrative, a certain the subtitles you could say, on discussions on or experiences, and I could choose and I can choose how I will react to what's happening. So switching from this victim to the creator also gave me this feeling of empowerment that I can switch the direction of my life. I can, if I want to feel better, there are things that I can do. So I am the one that can actually um, bring the changes that I'm looking forward
Mm.
to live.
You can.
Yes, and we all can. That's one of the things. This is not something that is just for myself, it's everyone. We all have these bigger stories that we can live, and for sure there is sometimes a shy voice from the inside, from within, that is calling us, whispering, and that's the truth. That's the deeper self, the soul, I would name, that it's calling us to, yeah, to come back to what we already are, but so many layers have been, put it um, on top of this spark, this seed, you call it, but it's there like the fire, continuing to flicker. It's like I'm still here. Yeah, it's about remembering and starting to go back to this place that we can call home.
Mm. So what I hear is that it really required a change of perspective
Hmm.
from a victim, someone that is life is happening to me, from an empowered woman that says, I, of course, life happens as well, but I can decide how to deal with it, and especially the way I tell the story. So I hear already the power of the story we tell to ourselves is already shaping reality somehow.
Hmm.
And also, I'm fascinated by this shy voice, this
Hmm.
soul, this fire you're saying, and I'm very curious to ask you what what allowed you to start this conversation with soul? Was there any resource of yours, inner resource, or any specific condition that was creating before, even before the conversation with your soul, the space for this to happen? I don't know
Hmm.
if my question is clear because it was a very long question, but what allowed this conversation with your soul to happen?
Thank you. It's a very precious question. It's very beautiful. Thank you. I would say actually that it was a moment in my life when I reached the bottom of the valley. I call these inner realms that they have mountains and valleys and seas and oceans and rivers. So it was like you can call it very deep depression, but for me it was like reaching the bottom of the valley, inner valley, and it was like okay, in this space, in this place that I found myself at that, I was finding myself at that moment. Um, Maybe the inner perfectionist, the inner that inner parent that was quite rigid and authoritative could not have that much power anymore because I was feeling defeated at that moment in my life. And so many voices coexisted in the same time. Also, this one that was like there is something beyond all this sea of pain that you're feeling right now. There is also something that it's here at the bottom of this ocean, like a treasure, waiting and holding something precious for me. And because I didn't have what to lose anymore at that moment, this is what I was feeling, that I lost everything that it was important and yeah, important and relevant for myself. Maybe this the controlling, inner controlling, and the inner perfectionist couldn't have such a strong grasp, like power over me. And I said to myself, okay, what if? What if? And what is this voice that is trying to whisper? It made me curious to see also, to open the ears, let's say. Yeah.
So what I sense it is that was not an easy journey. That
Mhm.
was in your inner landscape. You were at the very bottom of the valley,
Yeah.
but this I grasp like this desperation, this depression or whatever. This moment, something was cracking. I perceived this cracking of a shell. I perceived this strong cracking, but a surrendering at the same time in this cracking somehow. And there was a chaos, many voices. And then at some point, this voice, maybe it was the shy one, I don't know,
Mhm.
was saying, what if?
Yeah.
If what then?
Yeah. For me, it was like, so well this path of suffering you've been falling in for more than 20 years. So why not seeing what's on the other? Just be curious. You don't have to choose that one, but just take a look there. So having this choice, it was a moment when I said, okay, I'm not supposed to, yeah, follow this one, but just take a look there.
Mm,
So I didn't put the pressure of I had to perform on this new direction. It was, yeah, it's so well on the left. Take a look on the right.
yeah. So yeah, can we say that was what was driving you somehow among all voices that were there, the perfectionists and all the other coexisting voices that were your psyche? Somehow, what allowed this conversation with your start of this conversation or the unfolding, let's say, of this conversation with your soul was this willingness to be curious and to be open to this, to listen to this shy voice. Was
Mhm.
it something like this?
Yeah, yeah, exactly like that, like that. Yes, yes. And you said it very beautiful that something cracked. Yeah, I felt that. So I even like physically felt my heart scattered, broken, and through those cracks, because actually what cracked in that moment was all the shields that were, over my heart, and they cracked, and yeah, the nectar of the heart that it's always there had the chance to get out and start to balm, let's say, the wounds and my inner kid at that moment, and to give up an embrace of, yeah, I'm here with you, let's stay with this, but also let's do a little step of out of curiosity.
Mm. So somehow this cracking, this breaking was more a breakthrough,
Yes.
like something that had to happen. So I perceived that somehow this trust also in this process, also as a message for people. I don't know if it can be shared, but what I receive is like the cracking, the breaking can be part of the process, and this is the powerful moment of this maybe metaphorical death, where some parts of us are finally surrendering to the process and leaving space for new parts of us
Mhm.
to show up and to guide, or to this shy voice that was inside you, this soul voice.
Mhm. Mhm.
And how do you feel while listening to this?
Mm. It's emotional because it has been a long journey. It hasn't been an easy one. It has been long, and there were moments when I maybe felt that I would what's the word? Um, When I would say, yeah, give up. That was, yeah, give up. But still, I'm so glad that I continued, especially, and I realized how much actually these difficult moments, and now I'm very grateful for them because they shaped me so deeply. Especially these deep, challenging moments when we feel, and I felt that I don't know how to get out of this place and space, mental space and emotional space. Somehow, this inner fire, this voice of the soul, continue to bring a little bit of comfort and continue and doing one more step.
Mhm.
Yeah, and what was beautiful actually, now I realize, because yeah, I'm still facing challenging moments, and life is going to continue to have these thresholds of difficulties. But what I feel and what I see looking back now is like I learned how to journey through those portals and those to cross those thresholds with more wisdom in and knowing how to hold myself in those times, what resources to access, and how to take my hand and say, yeah, we got this and I got this.
Mhm.
Yeah, because they will not change, and that's again again this inner narrative that it has changed. So the inner narrative going through these difficult times, it's what continues to be changed and what's helping in this journey, which is so beautiful. I'm now and I'm so thankful and grateful for Emma for 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and I'm like, wow, thank you that you did all those things. They weren't easy, and I'm thanking also Emma from the future that she already did some things. I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah.
Mhm. So beautiful to listen to you saying thank you to yourself. And I really sense this is a part of the change of the narrative, you know, from maybe blaming many times. How many times people blame themselves and they are their worst enemy in life when something is happening, this narrative we have inside us. And now when I hear you, I sense this. Thank you, Emma. You went, you know, you passed through many challenges moments. Thank you for doing this work. It's challenging, and but you did it. You're going over fears and hard moments. Anything somehow that can, you know, bring you to give up. But thank you, you didn't give up. Thank
Yes.
you. And this gratitude that I perceive this gratitude already in yourself. And that's very inspiring and can be inspiring as a way to create a new narrative in sharing our story, the way we tell us, we speak to ourselves. Uh, Beautiful set. So thank you. Also, thank you. You see, also you're changing my narrative. Inviting
Yes.
gratitude in the conversation is always beautiful. And, you know, nourishing gratitude in life.
Mm,
And then, yeah, so it was quite a long journey with ups and downs, moments to give up. But what I tackle when I talk to you, I sense this wholeness was cultivated. Yeah,
mm-hmm,
some parts of yourself
mm-hmm,
changed or were nourished, and that allowed you to hold the space for this transformation.
mm-hmm,
And you already mentioned a bit, you know, the south, the north, in the map, just to give to our listener a framework. There are four directions in this wholeness, in this map of wholeness, according to Bill Plotkin. And there is the north, the south, the east, and the west. And each facet, there are different qualities. But if you could now look at yourself and ask yourself, what do I need, did I need in that moment to grow up, to pass through those moments? Which part of the map of wholeness did you have to cultivate? Which
mm-hmm,
resources, inner resources?
mm-hmm. It's very interesting because we all have a tendency to use certain facets, archetypes from the map more. They are more familiar and we are accustomed to those facets of the self. But at some point, like every balance, even though it's good something, if you overuse it, it can become unbalanced. So for me, I was quite a lot in the north. North is the inner generative adult, the protective one, the inner parent, the inner healer. But for myself, I was realizing that I was so much in my north that I was becoming a quite a restrictive parent, quite a rigid adult at some point. I was over northing myself, over parenting, let's say. And what I had to do was to build and create a different inner parent for myself, do this process of reparenting myself, because it would have been traumatizing to get out my inner child, but there to not be a healthy parent that could answer to the needs that I had and still my inner kid has. So doing this process of reparenting and connecting with what type of mother and father do I need so that I would feel comfortable inside, and allowing also the others the place qualities to get out, to be silly sometimes, to not know, to fail and to not judge myself for that, to try and to continue to trust the journey. So I would say that one, to create and to build a parent that was, yeah, aligned and I don't know, able to hold me just as I was.
So what I hear, it's that there was already a part of you that was parenting yourself, over parenting. That's quite not funny, but original way of saying I was over parenting myself. But what I perceived, what changed was the way you parented yourself, and it was more aligned with your needs and with your authenticity, the way you are now, and
Yes.
more holding the space for you to be spontaneous, to
Hmm.
receive really, and to receive and to become who
Hmm.
you are supposed to be. And it's beautiful, first of all, very beautiful, this journey. But what was difficult in this change?
Mm. I realized while we touched on this topic, when there is, for me at least, when it was this inner parent that was very critical, very judgmental, and also overprotective. And I would say that all these manifestations, they come out of love. But it's just a very shaky expression of love. I feel like saying that. Um, but unfortunately, when there is such an restrictive inner parent, can suffocate the other facets, the other dimensions of ourselves, our authenticity, our muse, our creativity and imagination, and the trickster, the playfulness that we feel like is so natural. So having this a restrictive inner parent did not allow for other abilities and qualities that I have to express. um Sorry. I was like, yeah, I lost a bit the track because I had an image. Can you say again the question, please?
Yeah, the question also now I lost a bit the question, but was what was challenging. So what I understand is that was this figure of the parent you had in you was very restrictive and
Mm.
was unbalanced,
Yeah,
was restricting all other aspects of your psyche to express. And so
exactly.
was limiting that somehow something had to change, right?
Mhm. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
Mm. And what helped you to change this part of yourself?
Hmm. First of all, the awareness that there are inside and within us, also the other dimensions, the other three facets, but not. I will not. we just named the three facets. There, we are so much more. We are multidimensional creatures, mosaic. We have a beautiful mosaic inside, so full of complexities. And realizing that that's not the only expression of myself, but there is so much more, and I could name those ones. That was really helpful. The awareness of it, have this realization. Okay, if there's more than that in myself, I'm curious, who are these other ones, and the beauty of this of this tool, or of the wild map, is that everything works in balance. As in life, it's a dance of polarities, it's a dance of duality. And if we are talking about light, there of course there is shadow, but if we are talking about shadow, of course it's light. So the north works so beautiful with the south. The south is the wild dimension that we have, the indigenous one, our innate freedom and expression of authenticity and rawness. So realizing that I was quite restricted inside, I was so much in this north. In a very unbalanced way, I had to bring the balance by reconnecting consciously with the south, with my wild dimension. Just being reconnecting and remembering what is my truth. How do I feel like expressing myself without censoring myself, and looking at these moments when I was censoring myself and restricting my way of expression, became the tool that brought the change, that brought back the balance. So going to the other pole of the mm, yeah, it's north and south, so balancing them.
Mm. So it's a matter of balance. First of all, of awareness. So
Yeah.
somehow detecting, seeing this inner restrictive parent, and then
Mhm.
being aware of it, then opening the perspective. Okay, I'm not only this one. There are other parts of my mosaic, as you said. There are many dimensions of my psyche, and
Mhm.
uh, from this expanding your view, somehow saying, okay, what can help? That part can be the self,
Mhm.
supporting the spontaneity, the authenticity, the feeling, the belonging, whatever is in the self, the indigenous one, as
Mhm.
one of the archetypes. Feeding that part somehow can contribute to loosen a bit this restriction, this censoring, this censorship that there is in this part of the north, and in your north, not balanced north. Did it work?
Oh yes, it did. It did because and I have this image. It's such a strong image, and it stays with me years after that moment of calling, consciously calling the south. So my soil, because I connect very much the north with the earth element. So my earth, my soil was frozen. So like a deep winter, and bringing the fire, it warmed. It brought, it just unfreezed the soil, so life can sprout again, life can nourish again. Yes, and actually calling back this instinct, this rawness inside, and the freedom of expression without rules, really, and taking myself back in the body, because south is so much connected with the body and how the instincts go through us. um, Awakened life, awakened vitality and life force, because the fire, it's life force, it's um yeah, it's the passion for life, the juices of life. So it really worked, yes. And it's still with me when I feel that I feel myself maybe a bit disconnected from life, or that I cannot feel the joy of life, the joie de vivre. I'm calling back this the south. I'm like, hey, yeah, what do you want to eat today? What do you want to? How do you want to walk today on the earth? Even questions that are so mundane. She's guiding me. She's guiding me. Yeah.
So reconnecting with the self means reconnecting with your body. So a new way to to deal with your body, I perceive.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
and you
Learning from
know,
the body because the body becomes a teacher. So our wild side is very animalistic, instinctual. So the body does not have these second thoughts, second doubts. You feel the impulse. You feel when you are afraid, like you tighten. Then when you feel joyful, you feel the expansion in your body. And having this inner teacher and this wise one every time here that can you can have a dialogue. It's super helpful. Yeah, because sometimes the mind can be very tangled, and you can get lost there. But the body, it's so raw, so honest in the answers and the information that it gives us, that can become a very powerful companion.
mm. So a wise inner teacher, your body. So if we listen to our body, the body has the answer to many of our questions.
Oh yes.
He knows, and he doesn't lie. I get it.
Mhm.
And this is also the portal to awaken the life force,
Mhm.
vitality, and to access to this fire, this instinct. I get this primordial somehow force that is inhabiting us somehow.
Yes.
Eh, Amazing. Um, yeah, so talking about this and a bit about wholeness, uh, I'm wondering, how do you cultivate this part of your wholeness, all the part of your wholeness in daily life? I perceive now you ask questions to your body. What do you need? The way you want to walk today, and so on. So the way you want to embody
Mhm.
life. But I guess also our listeners might be very curious to know how to put it in practice. Are there ways you invoke the South in your life? Are
Mhm.
there ways to cultivate this part of your psyche
Mhm.
intentionally?
Mhm. Mhm. So one of the starting point is knowing this, having knowing about these facets, because each one, as you also already mentioned, has certain abilities, qualities, resources. So and having this scan with myself, this self-reflection, how do I feel today, checking where is my energy flowing more. Is it more northy? Is it more easty? Do I feel more playful? Do I feel more imaginative? Having this check with myself, how do I feel today? Where do I feel that I'm standing in my inner map? It's a way, having this space of observation and awareness. How do I feel and what's happening inside of me? That's for sure one of the key tools, let's say, and practices. And if I feel that I'm maybe too much, if there I feel that there is a bit of unbalance or disharmony, I try to bring the balance and nurture the facet that I feel that I'm the most disconnected with. Let's say if I have been so much preoccupied about the structure of my life, like creating certain projects and very much respecting deadlines, and I became too mental, let's say. I realized that I need to balance this and connect with my body. And how would I do that? Is through intuitive and conscious movement, like free, starting from a sensing where does my body feel good, where is maybe some rigidity, and just by observing the body and starting from there to allow a movement to happen, it's another way of nurturing this wholeness inside. If let's say I feel that again I became too I've been adulting too much and I forgot the playfulness side, I will try to bring some silliness in my days, to bring some playfulness in my day. Like maybe even reading something that makes me laugh, or just looking at the sky, having this dialogue with nature. It's extremely powerful to nurture and cultivate this inner wholeness. Because for me, nature has always been the let's say the most um, clear entity that holds all these aspects, all these resources that we also have inside. And when I forget about my, I don't know, my wisdom, I go and I talk with a tree, and I try to um, uh, remember that there is always a resources that I can access outside of me. Um, yeah. These are the main, let's say, right now, because so for me, it's like checking the state of my mind, checking my body, and nurturing this relationship and connection with nature. Let's say these are the core three practices that I do them intuitively. Intuitively. And of course, after that, there are also others, practicing breath work, meditation, anchoring this quality of stillness, quality of silence, journaling, writing poetry, doing creative practices, but again, from an intuitive place. I do not follow, I want to have this result. It's more about honoring the process and the journey, however it wants to unfold in that moment. Because also now I'm talking about something, and I know that maybe these ideas 1 week from now will change, and but now it's something, it's present, so something will just express in its own way, and it's okay the way that it wants to express right now.
Oh, beautiful. You know what I perceive while
Mm.
while you're listening? I really feel this feel of freedom of expression, this restricted parent that is loosening a bit the control and is allowing the intuition to be there and the playfulness or whatever is needed in that moment and whatever is alive in the body and the ways to access this can be in many practices like from meditation from movement journaling, so there are many ways to access this, but also what I get is this deep relationship with nature. That is the place where wholeness is fully expressed somehow.
Yes, yes.
Does it resonate with you? This
lot, a lot, a lot. For me, she is the great teacher, nature, and I always come back to learning from her. For me, she has this feminine entity, um, and it also brings a certain comfort inside that I have so many teachers from which I can continue to learn in my life, and also companions, brothers and sisters that are there and willing to listen to my stories, and in the same time inspire me to continue weaving the story of my life and the story of life in general, because I feel that we all contribute to the bigger story. Yeah, so nature is the closest and the most dear, let's say, teachers. And I'm very grateful for the also for the project, because many of the exercises and practices we did, it was about rebuilding this connection with nature, because we are the human form of nature. We are we come from the belly of the earth, and we will go back into the belly of the earth. So remembering this primordial connection was a very healing space, and I'm very grateful for the space that the project offered for rebuilding and recreating this connection. Yes.
so rebonding in a new way with nature.
Yeah.
This belonging, this being part, this being in conversation and being in a learning process. Like you said, it's my teacher, is one of my teachers, nature. So the learning how to learn from nature, from our mother, we could say.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
it's, it's an amazing, thought.
Mhm.
And I grasped there were many learnings in your process, and this changed your life somehow.
Mhm.
And I'm wondering which changes in did you observe in your life in the last 1 year and a half since the start of the program? Because there was more than 1 year and a half ago that the program started,
Mhm.
and I'm wondering, yeah, even practical changes in your daily life.
Mm.
What
Mhm.
changed?
Mhm.
applying all this wholeness.
I feel that what is and still mesmerizing me, it's a different quality of stillness that I feel inside, a totally different um, inner landscape. Yes. And I see how I'm journeying now through different experiences, and especially how I hold myself when I face difficulties and challenges. So that for sure changed. I feel that it's present a warmer breeze inside, a way more warmer breeze, summer breeze inside my inner universe. It also shaped the way I'm nurturing connections, and I would not say just personal but also professional. For me, this separation between personal and professional does not exist. So connections in general, because I'm the same person. I am myself wherever I am. So and bringing this authenticity more and more for myself, I could bring it also in the places where I work, where I connect with other people, and also my work. Um, Coming back so close to nature and becoming for myself a channel for my soul to express, I could and learning and discovering how to do that for myself, all these ways that I discovered became seeds that I felt I want to share with others too. It's like, okay, if you want to feel inspired, you can try this way of working with the body, this way of working with creativity or imagination. Um, so, yeah, my work changed, my personal life changed, my inner life changed.
Mhm. So I feel this work is not only for us. It's for others at the end of the day. It's to serve the others, to serve the world. So these changes that you pass through, this new way to deal with your inner world and the outer world, somehow it is becoming in the shape of serving better the world and bringing the seeds of
Yes,
this in your personal and professional life somehow.
exactly, exactly. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, it's both a gift that I feel that I received the gift of connecting and finding the path to connect to my North Star, my soul, my inner truth, and at the same time sharing. It's like, because I know how to go through, take the seeds of my soul, and after I can share them with others, to cultivate beautiful gardens here together that nourish us, that give us um, resources that can help us grow in an authentic way, and in a free way in the same time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Beautiful gardens. Wow. The other people like us, beautiful gardens to support them also to harvest their fruits. You have your fruits. I perceived, and then you're sharing them and you want to help them in gardening. Oh, look, you also have a beautiful garden if it is cultivated in a warm and nice way, and you can also access and transform the seeds in fruits.
Mm-hmm.
And that's amazing to me. Yeah. Uh, if you look back at your journey and you see the Emma of that moment, the very beginning of the program,
Mm-hmm.
what would you say to her today?
I would say thank you. Thank you. Because I knew that I would go into an adventure, and there's no turning back, there's no way back. And I knew that once I surrender and dive into this unknown, I will be forever changed. And I'm super grateful for this, Emma, because there is a very adventurous one that every time, and I love this impulsivity. Some in the past I was criticizing this side of myself, but now I realize actually how much she brings me and she guides me on new paths that I can explore. And every time, for sure, a new insight comes, a new jewel comes from the underworld. And yeah, I'm thanking for myself that I was impulsive and curious and adventurous, and I said I don't know what's going to happen, but I want to, yeah, I will do it anyway. Yes, yeah, yeah, grateful for her innocence and naivety. Yes.
So thank you, Emma, for being so adventurous and brave to start an unknown journey. We could say something like this. Thank you for bringing me there where I was meant to be somehow,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah, and saying and honoring change, consciously choosing change. That this is another thing that I feel like emphasizing. Yeah, I'm consciously choosing change. That's important. Yeah,
Mm,
and
mm,
I'm glad that I had the willingness to choose that, to
mm.
do that.
So the openness to embrace changes of this journey as well. The openness to change, to let it change you
Yeah,
somehow.
there are changes that happen outside of our choice, but some we decide to happen. So I'm glad that I reached that point in which I'm deciding certain changes. It's not only the word that puts me in moments of change.
Yeah. So you gain again back the power of changing and not being a victim, but being a co-creator of life, a creator of your own life.
Exactly.
Beautiful. Emma, we have a few minutes together, and I'm a bit sorry about it because it's a very nice conversation,
It's very
but joyful, juicy one, and fruitful. And at this point of the podcast, usually I ask for a takeaway message for our
Mhm,
listeners, a
mhm.
message you want to deliver to them, to the world. It can be in the shape of your own wisdom. It can be the wisdom of someone else. It can be a poem, whatever is alive in you in this moment. Do you
Mhm.
have something to share with us?
Yes, I feel very much pulled and called by a poem. But first, before reading it, I want to thank you, Sarah. It was very insightful and such a tender journey into these very intimate spaces of my soul and my personal journey. Um, yeah, it's beautiful that I had the chance to be guided to look back at what happened. So, thank you again. And I'm hoping that the ones that are going to listen, um, I feel like saying, let aside things that do not resonate with you. And question the things that we discuss here, because of course they are very subjective and personal. But also, when you feel a certain restriction, like no disagreement, question that voice that disagrees, yeah, just again being the curiosity here, and hoping that it's going to be inspiring. um and the poem that I feel called by, it's created by Dvana Markova, and I will read it to you once. um and it's beautiful because the name of it's called I Will Not Die an Unlived Life. And maybe if you feel like taking a deep breath in, and if you feel the comfort of closing your eyes, you can do that. Or otherwise, just listen to what feels right to you in this moment. Hmm. I will not die an unlived life. I will not live in fire. Sorry, I will start again because I was very emotional and I went a bit far. So there is no coincidence that I had to start again, because it's very important to say, I will not die an unlived life. I will not live in fear of falling or catching fire. I choose to inhabit my days, to allow my living to open me, to make me less afraid, more accessible, to loosen my heart until it becomes a wing, a torch, a promise. I choose to risk my significance, to live so that which came to me as seed goes to the next as blossom, and that which came to me as blossom goes on as fruit. Hmm.
Beautiful. I love this poem.
Mm. Mm.
Thank you for sharing it again. I mean, it's always echoing in me, and I feel it very connected with our conversation. This sharing the fruits, this being open, accessible, and in company with our fears, and not dying in a lived life,
Mhm.
risking our significance. Also, this super powerful words, risking our significance. And thank you for sharing, Emma.
Thank you for giving
And,
space.
and thank you for being with us, also sharing your journey and how you risked your significance. Somehow you made yourself available for life and for this podcast, with this journey of from caterpillar to butterfly, and in general for this new, more mature way of serving the world. So thank you so much for answering to my questions, even the tricky ones.
They were delightful. Thank you.
I know they delighted you. That's why I asked. And with these words, I don't know if you want to add anything else.
I think it's enough. Yeah, just to let the echo of the poem to resonate and see what stays with you after the ending of this podcast. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because that's the shy voice. That's the voice inside. When it's she or he's connected and allured by something. Stay with that allures you. That
Yeah.
allurement.
So we leave our listener with this invitation. Let this voice be there, the shy one, and be allured by this poem. And whatever comes, it is what is meant to come. Thank you
Mm-hmm.
so much, Emma. See
Thank
you. Bye.
you.
Thank you for listening to our podcast, Wings of Change. Stay tuned and listen to more inspiring stories on our Spotify channel, Volcanic Minds. See you on our next journey.